सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject: transcend through meditation. Chapter 2, Sutra 11. Before entering into the sutra, few things. Transcendence can happen only through meditation. Growth can happen through morality, through various practices. But transcending will happen only through meditation. Meditation is the only way the transcendence can happen, where things can become totally different. That quantum breakthrough, the quantum leap happens only through meditation. Patanjali, till last sutra, was speaking about different process. Now he is giving direct solution. Let us enter into the sutra. Dhyana heyas tadvriddhayaha. Very beautiful sutra. Small, crisp, but very beautiful. Dhyana heyaha tadvriddhayaha. Vriddhayaha. Dhyana heyas tadvriddhya. Swami Vivekananda translates this as: by meditation, their modifications are to be rejected. Swami Prabhavananda translates as: in their fully developed form, they can be overcome through meditation. Dvivedi translates as: their transformations are to be suppressed by meditation. There is no doubt the samskaras can be transcended only by meditation. Meditation is the only way to transcend the samskaras, no doubt. But let us understand the word meditation. Dhyana. What is exactly the word dhyana means? Thousands of interpretation, thousands of ways, thousands of methods, thousands of understandings about dhyana exists. Let me give you exactly what I mean by the word dhyana. Means being in the state of nirvikalpa through unclutching. Being in the state of nirvikalpa through unclutching. That is what I call dhyana. Getting back to that state again and again and again. So being in dhyana is the only way transcendence will start happening. All these engrams will leave your system. The transcendence can start happening. See, till the transcendence happens, there is no guarantee that you are free. The engrams will have its own power. It will go on giving you the constant torture. It will go on be adding constant suffering. Only when the transcendence happens, the engrams will free you and you will be freed from the engrams. In Zen, they call it taming of the mind. But here what I am saying is not even taming of the mind, just dropping the mind, going beyond the mind, just being in the unclutched space again and again and again. I go on speaking about unclutching. There is one subject which I never get bored. That is unclutching. I may speak 1,000 things, finally I come and land in that. I may give 1,000 introduction, finally I come and land in that. I may do 1,000 things, finally I come and land in that. Again and again and again, that unclutching, that is the only solution. How much ever your mind avoids that solution, avoids that process, that is the only solution. That is the only way for the ultimate. That is the only way you can transcend the expansion and expressions of samskara, engraved memory. Constantly being in dhyana, being in the unclutched mode, whole day, walking, talking, sitting, doing everything in unclutched mode. If you observed from yesterday night, suddenly you will see the whole ashram has slowed down. How many of you observed? Whole ashram has slowed down. I put them into a special process, radiating enlightenment. So from tonight, you guys are all going to practice. From tonight, I am going to put you in the process. It's preparation for Vyana. Vyana and Udana. Anything you do has to be done with awareness. Dhyana. What Patanjali says as transcendence can happen only through dhyana. If you are walking, walk with awareness. How the earth feels. What all the muscles moving in your body. How it feels near where your thigh bone and the hip bone are connecting. That's the spot where that walking movement happens. How it feels. Feel continuously how things happens inside you. Understand? There are 3 movements constantly happening in you. One, breathing. Another one, the belly movement. Third one, the body movements. Be aware of all these 3. Be aware of all these 3. That is the only way. That is the only way transcendence can happen. So walking, talking, standing, eating, whole day be aware. I am describing the exact technique. Morning when you wake up, don't jump from the bed. If you have jumped, then lie down again, slowly wake up, slowly come out with awareness. Buddha Once there was a fly on his nose, he has killed it. Then suddenly he remembered, and again he did the whole motion slowly, with awareness. People asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "No, first I did without awareness, unaware way. Now I am learning the awareness." Everything you do, let it be filled with awareness. Awareness is the only way of transcendence. Walking or talking, sitting, anything. So from this moment, be in dhyana, Zen. Suddenly the whole thing will get slowed down. Whole thing will get slowed down. It's okay, perfect, nothing wrong. You are not in a hurry to achieve anything, to do anything. So even if things get slowed down, it's okay. But awareness, infuse awareness. Watch your breath, watch your belly movements, watch your thoughts, watch whatever is happening. Whatever is happening around you, in you, continuously be aware. Float in awareness. Be in awareness. Live in awareness. Move in awareness. What is happening inside your system and outside your system? Have the tremendous awareness. Even now, while you are sitting, be aware how your muscles feel, how your mind feels, how your body is feeling. Listen to these words with deep awareness. Suddenly you will see these words are just encompassing you. My presence is just penetrating you, filling you. Something is overflowing in you. Please understand, just ordinary sitting, if the process starts happening in you, that is what is living enlightenment process. If your body movements are happening without awareness, stop. Then do it with awareness. Any movement, infuse awareness. Just one process. Within one day, the whole ashram has slowed down. Can you understand? I don't think any organization, this size organization, has so much of restful awareness people. I can be proud from this moment. Why this moment? From yesterday I can say. Restful awareness is such an important thing in your life. Start living. Start radiating. Let your walking, talking, sitting, let everything be with restful awareness. Let everything have restful awareness. With restful awareness, the earth will feel you are a blessing. You will feel your very body is your blessing. Understand? When the restful awareness happens in you, you will feel like your body is not filled with blood, it is filled with honey. So much of sweetness will be there in every muscle. When you move any muscle, first thing you will feel is a deep sweetness in your throat. That sweetness radiates grace. Grace happens through the deep sweetness in your system. It is a sweetness which is responsible for the grace. So understand, infuse dhyana into all the movements walking, talking, sitting, standing, living, breathing, in all movements, infuse prana. Dhyana, Zen, consciousness, all are different words for the same phenomena. Whatever is happening in you, be aware of that. Let that awareness penetrate into all your actions, talking, walking, sitting, inside whatever is happening, even the digestion. Be aware what is going on inside your heart, inside your intestine, inside your liver, inside your system. Be aware. You will see you will see very clearly that being aware will awaken one of the most powerful energy in you, Kundalini. That is the only way to transcend ordinary disturbances, to transcend all the distortions which happens inside your inner space. Let us enter into the next sutra. Klesha Moola Karma Ashayaha Drishta Adrishta Janma Vedaniyaha. Klesha Moola Karma Ashayaha Drishta Adrishta Janma Vedaniyaha. Swami Vivekananda translates as the receptacle of works as its root in the aforesaid pain-bearing obstructions, and their experience is in this visible life or in the unseen next lives. Prabhavananda translates as a man's latent tendencies have been created by his past thoughts and actions. These tendencies will bear fruits both in this life and in lives to come. Klesha Moola Karmashaya Drishta Adrishta Janma Veda. It means the root cause of all these problems is rooted in Karmashaya, where all the samskaras are recorded and stored, and it has to be experienced it will be experienced in this or unseen lives. You need to understand many technical terms. Karmashaya, where all the engrams are stored. Today morning I was describing the folded tent, our deep sleep state. That is what is the Karana Sarira, what I call Karmashaya, where all your engrams are stored. Its effects are experienced either in this life or the unseen life. It means Patanjali is first time introducing a great truth to us, saying that create your strategy planning for whole life, not the seen life. Person who creates strategy planning for the seen life is materialist. Person who creates strategy planning for the whole life is enlightened. That's all. There are only two kinds of people in the world. One who has strategy planning for this so-called 100 years. The other one who has strategy planning for the whole life. Of course, there are some who don't have strategy planning for even the seen life. You cannot call them as human beings. So, strategy planning for the whole life. Not just the 60 years, not just this 100 years, for the whole life. Patanjali is introducing this great truth now. He is saying, if they are in the Karmashaya, means even if they are unexperienced, if they are lying in the Karmashaya, in the deep down, in the causal layer, it will be experienced in some life. The word unseen life has two meanings. One, the future lives to come, or even in this life, the unconscious part which you live is unseen life. In these two parts, it has to be experienced. It's a very technical sutra. That's why it is a little boring. Because it's not like a storytelling, it's like a warning. The sutra is more like a statutory warning. That's why it's a little boring. But warning has to be displayed. It has to be told. Why he gives this warning? Do not allow the samskaras to stay in you even in the seed level. The only solution not to let the samskaras to stay in you even in the seed level is infuse awareness whole day. Whole day, morning till night, from the moment you wake up till the moment you fall asleep, just be intensely aware. Aware of walking, talking, sitting, standing, everything. Be aware. That is the only way. Even in the latent potential level, the engrams will not be staying in you. Our engrams are so powerful, they cheat us in a very easy way with different names and forms. One great rishi, Jadabharata, he was a great tapasvi. He was meditating in the banks of a river in forest. One day one small deer, baby deer. Mother gave birth to the baby and died. So he saw that baby, and his compassion, he adopted that baby, started taking care of that baby. Slowly got attached to that baby. The deer started growing. And his attachment also started growing. After some time, almost his whole life is centered around the deer. Like a whole day, he eats only after the deer eats. He sleeps only that after the deer sleeps. The deer became center of life for him. Then by and by, whole day, his whole life is centered on the deer, and slowly, very slowly, his whole mind got centered on the deer. One day when he was about to die, instead of remembering God or consciousness or centering himself into the awareness, he was remembering about the deer, what will happen to this deer, who will take care, what will happen. With that memory he died and took birth as a deer. Came back and lived with the deer as a companion. And when he was living with the deer as a companion, suddenly one rishi touched him and gave him the initiation and gave him the memory of his past life. And he recollected, oh God, what happened to me? I wanted to become enlightened. I started my tapas. And slowly, see what has happened to me. Finally, where I landed. And here I am as a deer. Instead of living an enlightened life, here I am living as a deer life. So, engrams, even if it comes up with the different names like a compassion, these, that, are very dangerous. Can be really dangerous. Even one engram allowed can destroy the whole life. Fire, loan, enmity, engram. These four, you should not leave it even little. Thinking, oh, it's little, tomorrow we'll take care. No. It can grow before you open your eyes. Fire, enmity, loan, and engrams. All these four should not be left even little bit. There should not be even little bit left. All four should be destroyed completely. So get into the process of destroying all the four completely. Inhaling, exhaling, belly movement, body movement. Infuse awareness into everything. If you have moved unconsciously, no, get back. Do it again consciously. That is what is called prayaschitta. If you moved your hands unconsciously, don't allow, get back. Move that same way consciously. Prayaschitta. Don't feel shy to do prayaschittas. Don't think somebody will laugh. No, it's your life. Only when you do prayaschitta for next 3-4 days, you will get the habit of being aware of everything. Being in awareness about everything. Any moment happens should be done with awareness. Now, as on now, if you move your muscles, you may feel bitterness in your throat. But if you infuse it with awareness, when you move your muscles, it will create a deep taste, sweetness in your muscles, in your throat. Whole body should feel sweet then you will feel happy to carry your body. You will feel grateful for life. Life itself is such an ecstasy, blessing. You will feel grateful for it. You will be happy for it. You will be happy that life happened in you. You will be happy that life is radiating in you. Again, the moment it becomes evening, again and again I get into the mood of doing. The Sandhya is very powerful. Sandhya is really very powerful. Evening's power to put yourself into the meditation by its very nature is amazing and unimaginable. Understand the process. Awareness, that's all.
All that I taste, all that I smell, I offer to you, Swami Nityananda. All that I see, all that I hear, I offer to you, Swami Nityananda. Like this dance, and this song, and this joy, I surrender to you. All that I feel,